Elon Musk once famously said he only needs 6 hours of sleep to run 5 multi-billion-dollar companies. But look closer at the high-performance world, and you'll see a growing metabolic crisis. For the busy professional aged 30 to 55, that 6-hour grind isn't a badge of honor. It's a biological crime scene. Today, we're exposing why those 6 hours are adding exactly 2 inches to your waistline, even if your diet is perfect. I'm going to reveal 3 scientific reasons your body is currently in metabolic bankruptcy, including reason number 3, the shocking molecular secret that explains why your fat cells literally stop listening to your brain. In our metabolic reset protocol, we don't look at calories, we look at the corporate ledger of your hormones. When you sleep only 6 hours, your body views this as a liquidity crisis. It triggers a massive release of cortisol, the stress auditor, who immediately starts seizing assets. Reason number 1, the cortisol midnight robbery. Normally, cortisol should bottom out at midnight, but when you cut sleep short, your levels stay elevated. This constant drip of cortisol tells your body one thing: we are under siege. Store every gram of energy as visceral fat around the organs for survival. This is what we call metabolic bankruptcy. You're working hard, but your hormonal interest rates are so high that you can't make a profit, which in this case is fat loss. Traditional dieting tells you to eat less, but that's like trying to save a failing company by cutting the coffee budget while the CEO is embezzling millions. Reason number 2, the deaf insulin receptors. Think of your insulin receptors as the gatekeepers to your cells. Their job is to hear the knock of insulin and let sugar in for fuel. But after just one night of 6-hour sleep, these gatekeepers become deaf. At Core Reset, we see this in almost every 40-year-old executive we work with. This is cellular personification. Your receptors are so exhausted from the systemic noise of sleep deprivation that they simply stop responding. The result? Your blood sugar stays high, your pancreas pumps out more insulin, and you become a fat-storing machine. Mind-blowing fact. A study from the University of Chicago found that after just 4 nights of 4.5 hours of sleep, the insulin sensitivity of fat cells dropped by 30%. That's the metabolic equivalent of aging your body by 20 years in less than a week. Question of the day: how many hours of sleep did you average over the last 7 days? Be honest in the comments. We find that most professionals are sub-6 and don't even realize the damage it's doing to their internal chemistry. By the 5-minute mark of your day, if you've only slept 6 hours, your brain is already screaming for high glucose bailouts. This isn't a lack of willpower, it's a survival mechanism. This is why you crave muffins and lattes at 3 p.m. Your body is trying to liquidate energy to keep the lights on. This is why we developed the 30-day metabolic reset blueprint. We realized that you cannot out-exercise a broken internal clock. Our protocol is designed specifically for the busy professional who doesn't have 2 hours for the gym but needs to fix their internal audit. You can find the link in the description to start your reset today. Now let's get to reason number 3, the shocking secret. This is something 99% of fitness influencers never mention. It's called the ACT molecular. Inside your fat cells, there is a specific signaling protein called AKT. In a healthy, rested body, AKT acts as the master switch that tells the cell to burn fat. But research shows that sleep deprivation literally breaks this switch at the molecular level. When AKT is suppressed, your fat cells are essentially locked. You could run a marathon. You could fast for 20 hours, but because the molecular switch is off, your body refuses to release the energy stored in your belly fat. It would rather eat your muscle tissue for fuel than touch those fat stores. This is the common enemy. The traditional fitness industry tells you to grind harder and sleep when you're dead, but for a 45-year-old CEO, that advice is metabolic suicide. You are essentially trying to run a high-performance engine on empty oil while the check engine light is taped over. So, what is the executive solution? In our protocol, we use 3 specific biobridges to fix this. Step 1. The protein anchor. You must consume 30 grams of protein within 30 minutes of waking to buffer the morning cortisol spike that was exacerbated by your short sleep. Step 2. The 65-degree rule. To force your body into deep recovery despite a short window, you must drop your core temperature. This signals the sleep auditor to stand down and allows for a temporary surge in growth hormone, the only thing that can fight the belly fat cortisol has deposited. Step 3. The light lockdown. High performers like Musk are constantly under artificial blue light. This suppresses melatonin and keeps your deaf receptors from healing. You must use blue light blockers after 8 p.m. or switch to red spectrum lighting to protect your metabolic integrity. We've seen professionals lose 10 pounds of visceral fat without changing their workout, just by moving from 6 hours to 7.5 hours of sleep and using these 3 steps. Why? Because they finally fixed the biological crime scene. They stopped the midnight robbery. Common myth: I can catch up on sleep on the weekend. The truth: you can't. Your fat cells don't have a savings account for sleep. If the AKT switch is broken Monday through Friday, the damage is already done. You've already defaulted on your metabolic loan. If you're ready to stop the energy liquidation and finally see the results your hard work deserves, you need a system designed for your biology, not for a 20-year-old athlete. The Core Reset is that system. If you want to understand how to protect your muscle while you sleep, you need to watch our next masterclass on the protein anchor, how a 48-year-old CEO avoided the skinny fat look. Click the video on the screen now to keep your metabolic gates open.